Tonight, the London Knights attempt to get to 2-2 and start the season off right. Indianapolis has other plans as they attempt to avoid another 0-3 start and try to turn it around against a team that they have had their number with over the last couple of seasons. For the first time tonight, we're playing in the white stuff, and Friday Night Lights starts right now. Welcome to Indianapolis, Indiana, everybody, alongside Jeff Malinishin, Stephen Mullinex. I am Cameron Irvine. How you doing tonight, Stephen?
Wonderful, Cam. How are you tonight? Trying to keep warm just as me. I see there as you're bundled up here. And boy, it's 21 degrees here, 11 degrees Fahrenheit, wind chill factor, freezing cold.
It is cold, cold, cold as we are about to send it down to the field for the coin toss. And Stephen, what are your keys to tonight's games?
Well, I had a chance to talk to both of the owners for each of these teams. For London, co-owner and offensive coordinator Liam Crowder says offensively they want to focus on the run tonight. No surprise with it being snowy weather out here. They also want to iron out the interceptions they've been seeing on offense. Defensively, facing Indianapolis, they need to figure out how to get teams off the field on third down, something they struggled with all season. As for Indy, they have a turnover issue of their own that they need to fix, but that does not mean they will not be gun-shy tonight. Defensively, a focus on tackles is what James Richards told me, the co-owner defensive coordinator for Indianapolis. So this should be a good one. James says, he actually told me that the defense just needs to put their offense to better position. They play better when they have the lead, so expect the Spitfire to come out firing tonight.
And Indianapolis won the toss and chooses to receive. And from the beautiful Indianapolis, Indiana, London Knights kick it. We're underway. This is from the 12-yard line, and the Spitfire on the return. Hunter Jones up to the 29, and it's worth mentioning, welcome to the Indianapolis Spitfire. Johnny Bravo replacing Tanner Hendricks, who made a sudden departure this week from the squad, and now the rookie has big shoes to fill with a very talented receiving corps he's going against. We'll see him a bit later. So with 10:57 here, just getting underway. A little bit of a late start here in Indianapolis as the snow plows were out here clearing out some numbers for us on the field. 4 receivers, 3 to the right side, and firing that pass outside for a pickup of 3 yards is Leonidas Richards with the reception. And please, in the chat, let us know how our levels are sounding.
Well, Cam, for Indianapolis, coming into this game 0-3, haven't won a game yet this season, but here's the surprising thing about that. 3 of their first 4 games this season have been at home, including tonight. Their next 3, away game. They have to win this game tonight.
4 receivers now, 3 to the left-hand side as T.D. Drew will fire that pass, caught, and Hunter Jones with a spin move down the sideline. Hunter Jones, 30, gets past Malinishin, and Hunter Jones scores a touchdown for the Red Devils on the second play.
Hunter Jones, the transfer over from Oklahoma City, making his name, is showing us what he can do here in Indianapolis. The talented wide receiver with the unbelievable spin move there, the athletic brilliance here early, Cam, and the surprising thing, this comes in the snow. Everyone's cold. Everyone's trying to get loose. Boy, did he get loose on that defender on that play.
And if I said the Red Devils, that's my fault. Did I say the Red Devils, Stephen?
I you know what? I'm so excited about on that play, I didn't even notice if you did or not.
Well, if I did, I very, very much apologize. I'm a little, admittingly, a little gassed at the moment, but Indianapolis has all the gas right now. 7-0 on top of London as we settle in here, and it didn't take long to get settled in here to snowy Indiana as the Spitfire are on fire right now. So Indy will kick it away. Their kicker, Adam Vinchek, a quite large kicker, will knocked that one from right to left, and this is Jeff Malinishin, who had a punt return for a touchdown last week from the 9-yard line, and he's in some big trouble. Gets out to the 26, and Rob Roby is the quarterback for London. And Stephen, this is the first time we've seen both of these teams this season, so excited to see what we've got out there.
Yeah, actually, we're going to get a chance to see the London Knights offense take the field. 1-2 on the season so far, but they are better than their record. Really close games against a couple of the better teams here in this league in San Francisco and Denver, and a big win for this team against St. Louis last year.
Rob Roby going to start the game off with a pass. There's nobody open, at least at the beginning of the play, and then firing to the intended target. That was at Andy Mann, the intended receiver, who couldn't come away with that. Defending was Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, a nice little debut there for the rookie on his very first play. Great to see. But Cam, in this snow, in this kind of weather, those kind of conditions, they freeze the hands. It's going to be difficult for these passing games to get going. Although Indianapolis just showed us how explosive they can be.
Roby's in trouble, and Indianapolis gets a sack, and I think that's Easy Temple, who had 3 sacks last week. He has been a dominant force since entering the league.
Yeah, 6 sacks on the season, just records his 7th, 6'7", 300-pounder. Easy Temple, the lone Pro Bowler here on this Indianapolis squad.
Empty backfield with 4 wide receivers. Roby on a 3rd down and long will fire it deep down the field. It's caught by Hands for a first down to the 50. That's Donnie Hands, brother of James Hands, and the Knights move the chains for the first time tonight.
And although Donnie is playing in the 3rd wide receiver spot on the depth chart, he has made some very impactful plays for London offensively here. Showing up early, that's a good sign. Junior hand.
1st and 10 from midfield. Rob Roby will fire it into double coverage. It's intercepted as that ball was laying on top of, I believe, James Hands, and it's picked off by Von Sinnuk.
Wow, Cam, what a great athletic play here. As you said, the ball bounces off of Hands, and Sinnuk really takes it off his shoelaces. Tough athletic play to make in this kind of weather, but we're seeing already the impacts this icy chill is having here on both sides of the ball.
It actually was deflected off of the foot, I believe, of Peyton Ellis, who was also in coverage as Drew slips a pass to Hunter Jones as he picks up 5 yards.
Cam, I'm honestly surprised that we're not seeing more runs out of these teams. Typically in a snow game like this kind of weather, because the passing game it can be at times affected by it. You see teams really want to play more smash mouth, but here we see both teams coming out firing.
Yeah, both teams are in it to win it, at least here early on tonight. That pass is complete for a first down to the far side on that London sideline. Leonidas Richards, the rookie, making his 2nd catch. It's 1st and 10 from the Spitfire 46-yard line.
Cam, these two teams previously met in the final game of season 11. Indy traveling to London in that game, and Indy coming out with a 35-27 victory. But these are two totally different teams here.
3 receivers, 2 to the right side. Drew is the quarterback and goes play action, fires near side. It should have been picked, and it should have been a pick 6 for another newcomer, Evan Arthur, who stepped in front of that.
Yeah, Evan Arthur having to try and fill the shoes of Christopher Dodd. Nearly comes away with a Dodd-like interception for a pick 6 here. Actually, I think that should excite the Londoners. They're seeing a guy who's able to come in and have an instant impact. Boy, the Knights would have just exploded if he would have got that one.
And both of these teams, Stephen, they've had 3 signings over the last couple of weeks as they've been trying to shore up some holes in their secondary. The 2 teams have not had too shabby of a defensive performance against the pass, despite all those moving pieces. 2nd and 10, Drew fires a slant. That pass is caught for a first down of the London 40, and that is hauled in by Richards. Nathan Blake is there to make the tackle.
Well, Nathan Blake coming into this game, 22 tackles, 4 pass defense. One of the surest tacklers here in the SFL. Really one of the top safety tandems with him and Michelin. Really just two of the top defenders in the league and do a great job in this London defense in taking the second.
Handoff. Hey, look at that. That is, I'm sorry, Keith Swearingen that gets his first carry of the night. Swearingen enjoying kind of a renaissance year with the Spitfire. Even though they don't have a W, they've definitely improved their running game.
Well, I think these two teams are adjusting on the fly a bit here. Maybe not expecting it to come down as much as it is. So they clearly wanted to pass early on. But maybe they're going to start focusing on the run now as they learn, as this snow starts to combine.
Drew's pass is caught. Look at all the running room. That's Dan Daly moving over from receiver to tight end. Indianapolis looking real strong here in the first 4 minutes. They've got the ball to the night 22.
Yeah, and very confident, too. You know, they've got a rookie under center that we haven't talked about yet, T.D. Drew, the 7th overall pick in the draft. And part of what James Richards told me, that they're trying to cut down on those turnovers. He's got 5 interceptions, 2 first 3 games. So they're trying to settle their first-year quarterback down, give him opportunities like that will help him for sure.
3-3 look for London. 4 receivers. Drew going empty again and will fire it to the near side, complete for a 7-yard gain. That's Trevor Farrell, and since coming over from Vancouver, as he decided to follow in the footsteps of Tom Pepper and go from Vancouver to Indy in the offseason, he has been a welcome addition.
We've talked about, you know, Deidre Powell, out of Oklahoma City, and what his transfer has done for him. Well, Trevor Farrell, very similar, but just a great addition to the Indianapolis squad.
So 2nd and 3 at the 15, 6:28 to go in the first, and Drew hit as he threw, wide open receiver for an Indianapolis touchdown. Spitfire up 13-0 here in the opening quarter. They are all over the Knights in the snow. That pass caught by Hunter Jones.
Yeah, Cam, it's just what a turnaround here, and you couldn't have asked for anything more better for the Spitfire, looking for their first game. Come out really with a purpose. They know their next 3 games are on the road. They need this one here at home to get them set on the right path.
So the Spitfire go up 13-0 here at home, and it's certainly not necessarily a surprise per se, but the fact that the Red Devils have struggled a bit offensively and they've come out firing on all cylinders tonight is a sight for sore eyes, as that extra point is good, and the Red Devils, the Spitfire, are up 14-0. Are you paying attention at home, folks?
I am.
T.D. Drew, 8 of 9, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And Hunter Jones has 88 yards on 3 receptions and 2 touchdowns. And we've been working on Stephen Mullinex's connection here for most of the night, and we're hoping to get his audio worked out. How are things coming along for you over there, Stephen? Can I do anything for you?
You know what? We're just gonna do our best over here. I may have to pause for a moment, but we'll get it all worked out. And boy, this game, Cam, already Indianapolis. Just so surprised to see them up so quickly on London. And now, you know, the Knights have their work cut out for them.
Steven's got to have his microphone polished every possession. He's very, a lot of people up here in the press box trying to make him comfortable. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Roby's pass over the middle is swatted away, knocked away by Johnny Bravo, who already has at least 1 pass deflection, maybe 2, as Macaro was the intended target. So 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Alongside Jeff Malinich and Stephen Mullinex, I am Cameron Irvine. This is your Friday Night Lights crew for the evening. And we're just getting situated here in our first snow game of the SFL season. 2 backs and 2 receivers for Roby as he hands it off to Streeter. Streeter will break through a tackle and pick up 6 yards to make it a more manageable 3rd down for the Knights, who never want to find themselves down 14-0 here on the road. London in the white helmets and jerseys with the maroonish pants, and Indianapolis in their black alts tonight with the red around the neck and the silver helmets. 3rd down and 4. Roby to throw. Pass caught for a first down. The 44-yard line. That's back-to-back catches now for Ken Maccaro, previously of the Denver Night Wings. 5:36 remaining here in the first quarter. Shout outs to AJ today, Jackson, Eddie Gage, Mix the Gamer, Ram Voice, Gooner Bear 94, Base Scout, Eric JDWA, TTV Savage Gaming. That pass complete to Hands. That's Donnie Hands with the reception to pick up 7. Denver Night Wings is also here in the chat tonight, and many, many others of SFL Nation probably watching full screen somewhere. I appreciate you being with us here tonight. Roby 3 of 6, 44 yards, 1 pick so far. The 1 pick off the shoe or off the ankle of Peyton Ellis. Hand off to Streeter. Streeter cuts back inside, picks up a first down to the Indy 45-yard line. So the Knights are driving here, trying to keep the Spitfire offense off the field that has been so electric. 10 plays, 139 yards, averaging nearly 14 yards a play here in the opening quarter. So far, London not liking the snow as Roby takes a low snap, fires short, pass caught by Maccaro. Maccaro is really coming on here in this, towards the end of this first quarter as he gets it out to the Indianapolis 39-yard line. Tomorrow is rivalry night. Make sure you tune in. Alaska at Sioux Falls. The Sparrows try to send the Alaska Storm back to sub 500 as Streeter takes a handoff and nearly got the first down. Colin and Rick Northrup are on that call. Kickoff at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, like all the games here in Week 4 on Twitch. And we're still working on Stephen Mullinex a little bit, so we'll continue to attempt to correct that. 3rd down and 1 at the Spitfire 37. Handoff to Streeter, and Streeter's got the first down up to the 34. .320 and counting. First snow game of the season, yes, absolutely. As from the 34-yard line, Roby hands it off to Streeter. Streeter buried in the backfield. First tackle for loss against the run tonight. That's a 2-yard loss, and the wrap-up made by Mike Lower in the secondary. How about you, Stephen? Are you here with us?
I am here with you. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, we can hear you just fine. 2:42 to go first quarter. 14-0. Indy on top of London. Knights are moving, but going backwards just a touch here right now. And the fullback, who went out on a check down, lost 4. That tackle made by Ryan Wall, and a 1st and 10 into Indy territory has quickly turned into a 3rd and 16.
Yeah, and really their first opportunity to put some points on the board here, and they're going to have to make a massive 3rd and 16 conversion here to get a first down and get in the field goal range.
4 receivers, 3 to the left side for Roby, and Roby will fire deep, and it's caught for a first down. That's James Hands to pick up about 22 down to the Indy 19-yard line.
Well, James Hands is one of the best wide receivers here in the SFL. They pay him like it, and they pay him to make plays like this. Just a terrific catch in tough environmental, circumstances. But, what may be more impressive there than the catch is the delivery point. Robbie just right on point and getting themselves now here to the 19 in the red zone.
In the red zone goes Roby and the Knights. Quick throw, and beating the defense was James Hands, a very, very underrated and talented receiver, picking up 8 yards to the Indy 11, defended by Sinnock, who has the interception.
And still, really surprised, as I'm sure people are at home or as well. They're just passing so much on both sides of the ball. Both teams really airing it out despite the weather.
And Streeter, that's his 5th carry, but he won't get or he won't get the first down, won't get a touchdown either. 13 yards, 6 carries. Wrap up by Dante Hammer. And so far tonight, we've seen 19 passes and 6 runs.
And one of the reasons maybe they're not looking to Streeter as much, you know, he's struggled at times this season. Yards per carry average pretty low, but scored 3 touchdowns last week, so you know they want to get him involved.
And off Streeter. Streeter got a first down and more, and that's a London touchdown. What a drive to answer an early 14-0 deficit. Reggie Streeter, as Rob Roby calls him, gets into the end zone and knights London for 6.
Well, you don't spend the number 5 overall pick on a guy if you don't plan to use him a lot during the season. That's exactly what they did with Reggie Streeter, the great running back, a rookie that they have. And like I said, Cam, I think they're starting to use him. And the more that he's finding success, the more the Streeter is developing, the better and better London's going to play. It's their first win last week off a 3-touchdown performance from him.
That extra point nearly blocked, and we want to remind you it is official and it is happening Sunday night, 7 o'clock, Blitz Live, 5 games around the SFL landscape on Twitch, exclusively on the Twitch front page. You will see features you've never seen before. You'll see people on camera you've never seen before. We've got all of the best in the SFL, and it's on display Sunday night, Blitz Live. That's on Twitch. You can watch all games in full live on YouTube as well, so that's going to be an exciting night. Hunter Jones returns it to the 31-yard line, and Steven, seeing this Spitfire team for the first time this year, as I fully make the transition from Red Devils to Spitfire. Hopefully it doesn't take me an entire season like it did with the Baltimore Crabs, but this team has a lot of talented weapons, man. Hunter Jones, Trevor Farrell, the rookie Richards, Dan Daly. The list just goes on and on and on. As the first attempt at the 31 will be a handoff on a counter to Swearingen, who'll lose a yard. But this is one of the more talented offenses in the league. Now they just have to put it together.
Yeah, Cam, and that's, you know, they knew going into the season it was going to be a bit of a rebuild, and they brought in a lot of guys they really liked and had a focus on improving their abilities, and so they, you know, James Richards knew that this season was going to take time for everybody to mesh and to build that chemistry. But you can see absolutely in just this first quarter here the potential that this offense had.
So that's a pickup on the outside to Farrell, pickup of 7. Look at Drew's numbers, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns already. Here's another look at it on the sideline. Nice ball there, right over the outstretched arms of Nathan Blake. And wow, that is the end of the first quarter. I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised, as London milked a lot of clock there on their previous drive, and it brings us to the end of one. This is Friday Night Lights on the SFL Network on Twitch, and we are keeping it commercial free. It's 3rd down and 3 at the 38, and Drew is looking to convert and will convert. Another 3rd down conversion for the Spitfire, as that pass is caught by Richards up to the 46-yard line.
Well, Cam, look, this is, you know, as a surprising start to this game has been, it's no surprise now at this point that they're able to convert these kind of plays, and it's just really looking, you know, not like anything but a team searching for their first win.
Out of the gun, split backs for Drew, back to pass. London bringing the house, a check down to Swearingen will lose 3, and that was thanks to London's blitz, Steven, because, I mean, T.D. Drew had no other decision to make. He had to get rid of that.
Yeah, Cam, I mean, they call it quick release for a reason. You know, you have to, in those situations, you really have to work with your receivers and know them well, and the receivers have to realize to make an adjustment because of that blitz, that knowing their quarterback's got to get rid of the ball so quickly.
2nd and 13 at the 44, 10:07 to go in the second quarter. Two backs, two receivers. London in a 4-3 look. Drew changing the play at the line. Fires it out far side. Caught by Farrell. Gets him back to the original line to, or the original first down line. So it's 3rd and 10 coming up at the 46. The Spitfire have been very good on third downs here so far tonight. In fact, 2 for 2. London is 4 for 4. Since they have not actually had to punt the ball yet with that turnover after Indianapolis elected to receive the first half kickoff. This is a 4-wide set for Drew, and Drew on 3rd and long fires to a wide open receiver. That's Dan Daly to the London 30, and the Knights defense just cannot get off the field.
And Cam, what a luxury to have the 3-year veteran Dan Daly actually transition for you to tight end and just become your security blanket if you're a rookie. And boy, we know Dan Daly's made some big plays in this league, still making big plays as a tight end.
So 1st and 10 from the 30. We still appreciate the patience, everybody. We're still trying to figure out why we just cannot get Steven reliable signal here is out to the ether, as that is a pickup of 8 yards for Indy to Gloss House, the fullback. TD Drew is now 14 of 15 in the first half. And we're having some trouble all across our network tonight. So fortunately for all of you, it appears that we're sending a beautiful signal out from snowy Indianapolis. 2nd and 2 at the 22-yard line. Drew's pass into triple coverage is incomplete as Jeff Malinishin swats that away. That's just the 2nd incomplete pass for Drew. Remember, the other one should have been a pick 6 for Evan Arthur. .8:37 remaining.
3rd and 2 from the Knights, 22-yard.
3rd down and 2 for Indy. This is another 3rd down here. They are perfect on 3rd downs tonight. Each team has 5 first downs. This is Drew firing outside and having just enough speed to turn the corner to the London 19-yard line. That's House again. And Indianapolis is back in the red zone. Shout outs to QCC, Achilles Frank, Ethan Kai, 66. Sinuk 13, Katunica, Boosted Lefion getting involved in the chat as well. Shout outs to all of you. 8:20 to go in the 2nd quarter. This is Drew out of the shotgun. Indianapolis spending a lot more time in the shotgun tonight than we've seen in previous weeks, as that ball is caught for an 8-yard pickup down to the London 10. Pass caught by Swearingen with 8:05 to go in the first half. 2nd down and 2 at the 10. 7:50 to go in the 2nd. And Drew fires to the end zone. Oh, it's almost intercepted. That would have been a diving interception. That was Shady, was also in coverage, but I'm pretty sure that was Malinishin in the back of the end zone that nearly made a sensational play. Instead, it'll be 3rd down and 2 from the 10. But that has been the down and distance for Indianapolis that they've been basically automatic in. This is out of the gun for Drew, again changing the play. 2 receivers back to pass. Will fire it near side, caught by Richards. Down to the 5-yard line. TD Drew mixing the ball all around the yard. And the Spitfire are 5 yards away from scoring. However, we're going to have a challenge here from Gerald Smith, and we'll take a look at it. It's a Harry's close shave, close call challenge for the first time tonight. And this looked good. Oh, actually, wow, that is actually a very good challenge. Although from that angle, it definitely looked like a catch. From the other angle, I wasn't quite sure he had possession. And it is going to cost Gerald Smith a timeout. That was, I'm glad that we got a couple of looks at that, because from that one look, it actually did look like London had a chance to win that challenge, but to no avail. So instead, first and goal at the 5. London has not gotten a stop tonight. Indy's got 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns. Back to throw again for Drew. Drew, end zone, touchdown again! The Indianapolis Spitfire, Dan Daly. And Indy is up 20-7. There has been no stopping them. Snow angels all around. Look at that. Get another look at it. That's just a beautiful pitch and catch, and this is entirely too easy for the Spitfire. 100 bits from Easy Temple in the chat. Loving what he's seeing out of the offense right now with 7:40 to go in the half. London having to do everything in their power just to keep pace with them as the left-footed kicker is up and through. 21-7, Indianapolis on top of London with 7:40 to go in the first half. From shave sets to handles, Harry's provides quality craftsmanship. Made in Germany, we make Harry's products from the finest materials and ingredients to ensure they perform as well as they possibly can. Use the coupon code SIMULATIONFL at purchase from harrys.com. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL, Harry's official razor of the SFL. From the 9-yard line, this is Jeff Malinishin, down 2 scores again, and again Malinishin is running backwards out of the 24-yard line. So it appears that we have lost, at least for the moment, Stephen Mullinex for the remainder of the first half. I am flying solo, so kick back with me and bear with me, as I think it's been probably 2 or 3 years since I've done a game on my own. So I'm going to get back in the rhythm. First and 10 at the 24-yard line. Roby airing it deep down the field. The pass is caught at the 50 by James Hands. Now 54 yards on 3 receptions for Hands, and a tremendous pass from Roby, who took a while to get going in this one, but what a bomb down the field, with 2 defenders bearing down on him. And London is back in business offensively. High formation, 2 in the backfield, 2 in the backfield, 2 receivers, handoff Streeter. Streeter going to break a tackle, make something out of nothing. That was Eric Riley who could have brought him down for a 2-yard loss. Instead, the tackle made by Steve Vitak, who's playing in the slot this season. Vitak has been with Indy since the start of that organization. 6:45 to go in the first half. 21-7 Spitfire over the Knights. Again, 2 backs, 2 receivers here. Handoff Streeter. Streeter can't get away as the Spitfire winning the battle on the defensive line, allowing their linebackers, that is Ryan Wall, to make the stop. 3rd and 7 coming up for London. Remember, London is perfect on 3rd downs tonight as well. 4 for 4, has 6 first downs. They've had 2 possessions, 1 an interception, and the other a touchdown, as Roby's pass is awkwardly thrown out to Donnie Hands, and I don't think he was ready for that. And that drive ends in a whimper, as the punter Phil Hunter will have to come out. And no, I did not rhyme on purpose just then. 6:08 left to go in the first half, and 13 on the shot clock, or on the play clock. London taking their time. Nearly a block there from Indy, as from the 10 on the return, not a lot of space. Hunter Jones up to the 13-yard line. This is the most backed up the Spitfire have been tonight. The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. By Bit Central and Fueled, transforming SFL media in 2019. By Harry's, all you need for a close, comfortable shave. And by Matt Doyle Designs, the official design partner of the SFL. 4 receivers for TD Drew. Drew hit as he threw, and the pass is intercepted. What a play by London's defense on the back end. I think that may have been Malinishin who picked that off. Have to get another look at it. It was Nathan Blake. And once again, the pressure on Drew forced an early throw. And it's the first mistake of the game for Indianapolis's offense after back-to-back-to-back touchdown drives. And Roby is back in business on the Spitfire 40. Three receivers, two backs in the backfield. The handoff goes to Streeter, and Streeter muscles his way for a 3-yard pickup. Temple and Wall in on the stop. 5:45 remaining, about halfway through the second quarter. Friday Night Lights here on Twitch. Technical difficulties have proven Stephen Mullinex to be just a feisty diva tonight, as we're looking to get him back as soon as we possibly can. Another run to Streeter, pick up a 3. Jeff Malinishin is still here with me on Live Stats, doing the best he can, and he is actually doing a fantastic job considering the technical issues, and we are loving our stats team all across the league. Streeter now up to 32 yards on 10 carries. They've been feeding him a little bit more than they were in the first quarter. Roby on 3rd down, it's knocked away. So back-to-back drives here. London has gone run, pass, punt, run, pass, punt. And I doubt here in the snow, London's going to want to kick a field goal of this distance. And these are golden opportunities missed here by the Knights to try to claw their way back in this game after digging themselves a 14-0 hole. You guys are going to have to let me know if I've said Red Devils at any other point tonight besides that first play, or if we've been all Spitfire from there. Punt is away from London. This is a good one. This is going to bounce at the 9-yard line, and it is going to die at the 6. That's where it was first touched. They're actually going to officially mark it at the 7. But once again, Drew is pinned back in his own territory. And London, again, has an opportunity defensively here to make something happen. Drew is 18 of 22, 204 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick in the first half. Roby 8 of 13, 101 yards, has the 1 pick, and has not thrown a touchdown. And deep ball is caught, and down the sideline, did not step out of bounds. That's Richards being chased by Blake, and Richards bumped out of bounds all the way down to the 10-yard line. What a play for the Red Devils. 6 targets and 6 catches for Richards, as I thought for sure this was going out of bounds. And London may want to challenge that left foot, the first step he took as he turned upfield. That was very close, but a huge play from Richards. And it's 1st and goal at the 10-yard line.
Showtime. 1st and goal from the Knights.
4.5 to go. What a bomb to Richards. That's what Indy needed to get back clicking. 4:25 to go first half. Drew will fire it out to Swearingen as a blocker. Couldn't hold it as Shady and Blake combined for the tackle. Pick up of 3 yards out to the 7-yard line. Spitfire about to go up by 3 scores. T-Pat with the 100 bits, underestimating Indy. They're looking sharp tonight. London's in the 3-3 out of the gun with 3 receivers. Going to the back of the end zone, knocked away. Excellent coverage in the back of the end zone by Evan Arthur. Pass intended for Farrell, who's been probably the quietest of targets tonight for the Spitfire, and it's 3rd and goal at the 7. Matthew Nola in the chat. First time I've seen him pop in there. AJ Pick 6 as well in the chat, giving me a hard time, throwing me into a depression. 4 receivers, 3 off the left side for Drew. Drew is in trouble, and Drew is going to be sacked. Sack in the backfield by Ruben Murdoch. That's his first takedown of the night. And the London Knights force a field goal. And anything can happen out here in the snow. Indianapolis, they have not been shy about it. Their special teams has been a frustration for them. This field goal would put them up 3 scores, and they'd love to have it with 3:40 to go in the first half. This is a 33-yard attempt for the Spitfire, and it's a good snap and a good hold and a field goal good for Indy. No problems there as the Spitfire go up 24-7 with 3.5 to go. So the Spitfire will kick it away. Up 17 here in the first half. Streeter's got a touchdown for the Knights, but not a ton to cheer about through the first 20 minutes of action as Malinishin returns up to the 29-yard line. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all at /SimulationFL. SimulationFL.net is our website. #make an impact. Rob Roby needs to make an impact here. Last 2 drives, run, pass, punt. Got to mix it up with Streeter being somewhat ineffective here in the first half. 32 yards on 10 carries, and Streeter gets leg whipped by Von Sinnock, his second tackle. And that's no gain for Streeter. And it's just very interesting, this game plan here from the Knights, as they really attempted to attack Indy through the air early, and then they've settled down into a ground attack here in the second quarter. And it worked on that touchdown drive, but hasn't worked since. Handoff Streeter. Streeter only a pickup of 2. It's 3rd down and 8 coming up. This is more of the same out of the Knights here. 3 straight drives, a run on 1st and 2nd down. They are trying to establish the run here in snowy Indianapolis. Four receivers for Roby. Roby fires short of the first down. It's incomplete anyway. James Hands was the target, and London will have to punt for their 3rd consecutive series. And this has been a half to forget for the Knights, and the winless Spitfire are going to be feeling pretty good about themselves here. Tallahassee, Houston, 2 playoff teams last year, and Indianapolis, the only winless teams coming into week 4. And what has been just a bit more of a balanced start to the SFL so far this season. Denver and Las Vegas, #Vice Wars, the only teams unbeaten heading into this 4th week of action. This is Jones on the return, and Jones is going to be quickly met by Will Roger down to the 34-yard line with 2:04 to play in the first half. So attempting to score for the 5th time tonight is the Red Devils offense. Drew will start with a pass. Drew going long, one-on-one coverage, knocked away. Excellent defense again by Arthur, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. The Quip 2-minute warning. This is SFL Friday Night Lights, presented by APM Music. Second down and 10 at the 34. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield for Drew. 3-3 look for the Knights D. 6 in the box. Drew fires deep down the field. Pass knocked up in the air and should have been intercepted by Malinishin. Boy, I tell you, even though the Knights are down 24-7, they have had plenty of opportunities here in the first half, as Drew has gotten a little greedy He's now 20 of 27, 290 yards
3rd and 10.
passing in the first half. But Indy has only rushed twice for 2 yards, 29 plays to 26 for London, but obviously with dramatically different results. Drew's pass again, wide open for a first down of the night, 49-yard line. That's Trevor Farrell with the reception. And it is just more of the same here for, and it's not 290 yards for Drew. That's, well, no, actually it is. Golly, 122 yards for Richards, 88 for Jones. Of course, Richards had that long catch down the sideline. Back to pass, Drew again. Drew's pass knocked away. That time jumping out in coverage was Mike Lazowski at linebacker. Drew now 21 of 29 passing. And this is certainly a dramatic transformation for the Spitfire here tonight.
2nd and 10.
1:15 left. All 3 timeouts for Indy. 2 for the Knights after the lost challenge. And dragging defenders near a first down as Dan Daly with yet another catch brings up 3rd down and 1 at the 40-yard line. Maddox talking some smack. 3rd down and 1 at the 40. Three-4 look this time out of London's defense. They're trying to throw as many looks at the Spitfire as they possibly can. 3rd and short, Drew still going to throw it. And on 3rd and 1 hit as he threw, and that may end the drive. Good pressure up the middle again by Murdoch. That's the linebacker as London mixed up the coverages. The 30th pass of the night for the Spitfire quarterback. And on 4th and 1 from the 40, I wouldn't be surprised if the Spitfire attempt to go for this. And they will. Why not when your offense is averaging about 10 yards a play here tonight? London backed way off. Split backs in the backfield for Drew with 1:07 to go. They are going to throw it, and Drew's got a wide open receiver on the outside. That's Farrell. 1st and 10 to the London 32-yard line. Drew has 325 passing yards in the first half, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Well, quite frankly, London has got to be pleased with the fact that they're not down by more than 17 right now, as London or Indianapolis just decided, look, we're clearly not getting much anywhere with the run, but they cannot stop us through the air. Drew going to throw again. Deep ball down the sideline is caught and out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Indy in position to score again as Richards makes the catch. Unbelievable here, London. And that's just terrible coverage there by Evan Arthur. They are giving up just huge chunks of yards. Spitfire up 17, 1st and goal at the 6. And Drew gonna throw. And Drew's got another touchdown. Wow. This is about the most impressive first half of offense I've seen in quite some time, as the Spitfire on the board again. And Richards adding insult to injury for London, and he's just running a simple pattern, and it is just far too easy right now for the Spitfire. Well, every week's a new week in the SFL, and my goodness gracious, the Spitfire are rolling. 30-7, extra point is up and good. It's 31-7. Indianapolis up 24 with 55 seconds to go in the first half. Kick is away. And from the 10, bit of a shorter kick. Malinishin looking for some blockers, not going to get in. 51 seconds left. Let's see what Roby can do with a couple of timeouts. If I was London here, I would stay aggressive. I would see what I can do. And they're going to hand it off to Streeter. And Streeter's going to get away. Reggie Streeter finally broke a tackle, but just shy of the first down. And no huddle offense here for London. And are they going to run it again? Yeah, they are. Streeter is going to break out. Reggie Streeter up the field. He's going to go. And he's got 2 touchdowns, and London is back in business. How about that? No huddle offense, running the football. They are trying to ground and pound it here in the second quarter, and they finally found some offense. And that was a great block. That was a great block. Ever scroll block of the game right there. That was the tackle, Richard Rich, who got that key block at the end of it. And London didn't even need to use a timeout.
Number 6 will hold the kick.
So the extra point for Nate Odell, and that kick is good, and it's 31-14. And we are back to having a ball game. What a weird first half, I'm telling you, man. In the snow, you've got Indianapolis throwing the ball all over the field.
Number 10 back to receive.
You've got London, whose defense has come up with some stops, but then has an offense that hasn't gotten any first downs after those stops. But Reggie Streeter, man, putting the team on his back, that was huge. Streeter now 105 yards on 14 carries for 2 touchdowns. But the ball is back in the hands of Drew with 23 seconds left, so who knows?
First and 10 from 41 yards.
Again, shotgun split backs here for Indy. They have been in this formation quite a bit tonight. Back to pass is Drew. Drew going long, wide open. Made a man miss, that's Farrell, but they're not going to use a timeout down to the London 45-yard line. Surprised that we didn't get a timeout there, and Drew with 7 seconds left, going to pump fake, flip it out to Swearingen. Swearingen with 2 seconds left, and he got out of bounds at the London 37-yard line. They're going to have to Hail Mary this. And while we wait for the Hail Mary, ever scroll by movement blocks blue light to protect your eyes from digital screens. And they're actually going to try a 53-yard field goal here. Don't hurt your eyes by checking out SFL action. Protect them and see every moment by using the promo code SimulationFL at purchase. From movement.com, this field goal is short, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL through our partnership Movement premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. That field goal, I guess they felt like they had maybe an outside shot to get it rather than going for a Hail Mary that almost never succeeds. And that is how we end the first half of play. 31-14. It was pretty much all Indianapolis in that first half, but Reggie Streeter giving London life just before the break. I'll take a break so you can hear some silence just for a moment and collect your breath and collect your thoughts, because the Spitfire are up 31-14. This is Friday Night Lights on Twitch TV. Malinishin on the return. Welcome back to the second half here. As the Knights will start from their own 29-yard line. We're going to try one more time to get Stephen Mullinex back on our air tonight. A major technical glitch that we haven't had in years happening tonight, so we apologize for that as Reggie Streeter picks up 3 yards out to the 31-yard line.
Let's go. 2nd and 7. Ball, 32-yard.
Jeff Malinishin continuing to hold down the fort here in the truck in statistics. 2nd and 7 at the 31. Handoff Streeter again. This is just kind of bizarre here. London, I don't know if London just saw. I mean, Roby is 8 of 14, 101 yards and an interception. He did not have that tremendous of a first half, but there was, I don't know if he maybe be a little hurt or what, but they have gone completely away from him as Streeter loses 2 yards. HWJ asks if TD Drew is currently on pace for the passing yards in a game record. He has 410. Now I know that there's been plenty of back in the old days of the SFL, there were a handful of 600-yard games and such. But in terms of in the player progression era, we're definitely going to have to take a look at that if we can, as London going to have to kick it away on a 3-and-out to start the second half. That certainly does not help matters, as we're going to see if we can get Stephen Mullinex on the air. Stephen, you with us? Yeah, we're going to keep trying. 9:23 left to go in the third. And Drew will fire down the middle. Dangerous ball as Lynn Shady and his linebacker friends were there. Farrell's now been targeted 10 times with 6 receptions. Jay Core, a new SFL viewer, welcome into the chat room. Usually we'd have play-by-play and color. We're trying to get our analysts loaded up here. 2nd down and 10 for Indianapolis. 4-3 look for London as Drew will drop the throw, and Drew fires, caught, 1st down. Farrell down to the Indy 46-yard line, and the Spitfire once again moving the ball with efficiency.
Cam, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. I am good to go.
All right. Well, hey, look at that. Well, you know, we tried and succeeded as you get an on look. And Stephen, you've been watching this game kind of from afar, and we haven't gotten to hear your thoughts. And so I can't wait to hear what you have to say about what we've been watching here tonight after this play. 1st and 10 at the Spitfire 46-yard line. About to cross midfield yet again is TD Drew. They're going to hand it off to Swearingen, and again, Swearingen doesn't get anything. Just 3 yards on 3 carries. This is, I mean, such a weird game tonight, Stephen.
Well, it is in the sense also, Cam, that I think the fact that Indy came in with a game plan, and that game plan was to throw the ball regardless of the weather, knowing that London has such a good run defense, and we've seen them take advantage of London through the air. And London be stout against the run, which they have been so far this season.
Snow time in the chat. Good night to be here as we're playing our first snow game of the season. That's a handoff to Swearingen to pick up 4. And who knows, maybe Easy Temple and James Richards are calling off the dogs of sorts with TD Drew. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if they know how close he is to 500 yards, and obviously that would be a tremendous accomplishment. But 3rd down and 6 from midfield. Again, 4 wide here for Indy. And Richards' pass is caught. I mean, this is just pitch and catch stuff Steven, anytime they go empty, they must have seen something on film because they have just been launching it down the field.
Yeah, I talked to James Richards. He told me he's been studying the best offenses in the league, trying to piece together some type of game plan that's going to get their offense going. Clearly found the spark tonight, but I just think a bad defensive call there by London, playing man defense, allowing these receivers one-on-one coverages, and they just have the speed to get the separation that you need for Drew to just have a wide open passing game.
7:18 to go in the third, and Drew fires near side to Farrell. That pass is caught. That's his 7th grab. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 25.
Yeah, everything really just clicking here for Indianapolis and for London. You know, what surprises me is just how much they've leaned on Streeter, even though they've been down in this game. And I think we're going to start to see a bigger transition into the passing game because they've got to pass themselves back into this one.
4 look, handoff Swearingen. Swearingen near a first down, but couldn't get there. 3rd and 1. Swearingen starting to get a little bit more work as Drew's arm gets tired. 14 first downs for Indianapolis. And by the way, London had 6 first downs when Indy had 5. London still has 6 first downs.
Wow, just tells you how the explosive chunk plays have come for Indianapolis in this game and haven't come for London.
3rd and 1 at the 23. Drew with 2 in the backfield, going to hand it off to Swearingen, and he didn't get there. So London, London's run defense has been stellar tonight, but that's not where Indy is elected to try to get after him. And hey, look, that's the former Red Devil, and I'm actually saying it correctly this time, Blake Craze with the tackle to force a field goal.
Yeah, and a Pro Bowler to boot, Cam, and then combine him with Slyn Shady, 2 Pro Bowl outside linebackers. That's why they've been controlling the run so well.
This is a 35-yard or a 40-yard field goal, and that kick is good. But I got to tell you, Stephen, for as many yards as London's defense has given up and as many points as they've given up, they're still only down 3 scores here in the middle of the third.
Right, you know that their defense is capable of shutting down at some point here in this game. They're going to shut down the Spitfire and give their offense an opportunity to get back into this game. But they've got to have more than Streeter going in order to do that. And as I've mentioned, I think they're going to start relying on the hands guys, the hands team to get them back into this game.
Malinishin, boy, they could use another big return out of him from the 9-yard line. Returns it up to the 26, Steven. London has not had a first down unless you're counting that touchdown as a first down. But they've not had a touchdown since midway through the second quarter. And I can't remember the last time I saw a team pass as much as they did in the first quarter and then completely go away from it. Why do you think that was?
I think the weather caught them by surprise, Cam. It's just they came out with the plan to pass the ball. They saw what the weather was like, wanted to turn more into smash mouth, run the ball football. It just hasn't worked out.
Yeah, look at that. Streeter is just crushed 3 different Red Devils, averaging 5.6 yards a carry, but almost all of it came on that long touchdown run.
Yeah, and that's the right plan by London. You want to run the ball in this kind of weather. It's just at this point, down 20, 5 minutes here in the third quarter, you know that you're going to need Roby to get you into this game. Why not just unleash him, give him the green light, and throw bomb?
And here he goes. Roby on 2nd and 11, and then nobody open, and he checks it down to Streeter, and it lost a yard. And that's the first time that Roby has thrown on 2nd down in as long as I can remember. And he took the short check down. This is truly, this is fascinating.
Well, when it rains, it pours, and when it snows, it accumulates, right, Cameron? It really wasn't anyone's fault. It was just no one down the field open, go into your outlet, and your outlet was almost out of bounds.
Roby, deep ball, and it's caught by Donnie Hands. And it's about time Roby found a way to push the ball down the field, and we probably are not giving enough credit to Indianapolis' secondary tonight.
Yeah, that's true, Cam. I mean, they know what this London team does well and what they don't. And look, to be honest, this is a pass to the 3rd wide receiver. So London taking what Indianapolis is giving them at this point. And look, Donnie Hands, great player, big, deep threat, big playmaker. But you've got 2 starters here that have been blanketed.
And Ashley Jackson, while she did find some success last week, Indianapolis was the best pass defenses in the league. Handoff to Streeter, and Streeter could not get around the edge. As you saw, Temple and company up front, man, they closed the center of that line so quickly, and he had nowhere to go.
Well, talking about Ashley Jackson, had an opportunity to binge her podcast, the SFL Nights, and if you don't know about that, folks, go find out about it. Some terrific listening, including an interview with yours truly over there, Cameron Irvine.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Roby going to fire into triple coverage, and that pass is incomplete. That pass intended for Kem Macaro, who's been very quiet tonight. Indianapolis coming in is 7th in the league in pass defense.
Yeah, and Macaro leads this team in receptions prior to coming into this game. 26 of them for 368 yards. I mean, no one's even close to that on the receiver corps. And Indianapolis has been effectively shutting him down tonight.
It's a 3rd down and 9 at the Knight 44-yard line. This is a big play for Roby. The incompletions are stacking up, 10 of 17. Needs some positive momentum here. 4 wide, 3 to the left side for Roby. And Roby pump fakes, looking for somebody to get open, fires down the middle into double coverage. That was James Hands, and it was incomplete, but everyone blanketed down the field, and another Knight offensive possession stalls out.
And Cam, that's where London misses Tristan Carr, their big tight end from last season.
You wouldn't know anything about that.
I would know everything about that. That guy is terrific for us, but also a steady presence in the middle of the field. So when you spread out your wide receivers like that, you start to get one-on-one. You've got a pass-catching tight end. One-on-one with the linebacker is probably going to win that every time.
From the 18-yard line, Jones has really had no room to return at all this evening. The Simulation Football League is presented in part by MediaTek Institute. Visit mediatek.edu for diploma programs. Turn your passion into your profession. By MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear for men and women. And by Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. 1st down at the 20, coming up for Indy. And Drew will resume the aerial arsenal attack. Any A I can come up with to the 38-yard line. Farrell with his 8th grab.
And why not, Cam? I mean, the passing game's worked so well. And to come out on 1st down in shotgun, you're making a statement. You're basically telling London, hey, we're going to pass and you can't stop it.
And I mean, it's obvious what the weakness, at least in this matchup, is, because Indianapolis, every time they've attempted to run the ball, have just gotten nothing accomplished as Drew fires that outside. A slip in the snow there for Richards on an otherwise brilliant night. Here's the updated totals for the receivers. Richards with 8 catches, 154 yards, and a touchdown before that catch. He's now up to 9 for 159. And Trevor Farrell, 9 for 126 on the other end. Hunter Jones, with just 3 catches, has 2 of the 4 touchdowns and 88 yards. And Daly has 71 yards. 2nd and 5 at the 43. Flip out to Swearingen, gets into trouble. Oh, nearly broke a tackle. But a really nice wrap up there by Evan Arthur, who's probably having the best night on defense for the Knights.
Yeah, terrific open field tackle. Just you and Swearingen. And you got to figure out how to bring that fella down, and does a good job there. 6'1", 245. That's a big running back to bring down Arthur in just his 2nd game. Doing a terrific job.
3rd down and 3 for Drew. Drew puts a floater up there wide open. How is this happening, Steven? What are you seeing out there? Malinishin makes the tackle, but Drew, just before he was sacked, gets rid of another bomb.
Well, you know, clearly, I think we're seeing the maturing of a rookie quarterback. He's just has everything at his disposal right now, the full arsenal of throws. And the big thing is his receivers are getting separation. So they're not necessarily hard throws. His receivers are making this game really easy.
Hunter Jones needs 12 yards for something that I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, that should have been picked off, and another dropped interception. That was Glenn Cullen. Steven, if Jones gets 12 more yards, Indianapolis will have 4 different receivers with over 100 yards receiving. I'm not even sure the legendary Minneapolis Maulers did that back in the day.
And consider the fact that Hunter Jones had 129 yards coming into this game. That's after 3 games. And Richards only 147.
That's just crazy. 2nd and 10 at the 22. Handoff to Barrington Shady. Gets the stop at the 20. 1:50 left. And London just trying to cling on to some hope right now that they can pick up another stop and keep this alive.
Yeah, boy, that's a tough task. We haven't seen London play like this all season, Cam. Maybe not even all last season. They just look explosive, and everything's working for them, even luck with all those dropped interceptions.
3rd and 8. Drew to the end zone. Caught in traffic. Touchdown. Unbelievable. And who is it? It's Trevor Farrell for the score, and he's making Snow Angels in a blowout on a Friday.
Oh, wow, Cam. Trevor Farrell, the vacuum for hands, able to get up and get down into the end zone, but it's just one-on-one coverage. Look at the pass delivered by the rookie, Drew. Throws it to the outside where his receiver can block off the defender and make the pretty easy catch in the end zone. Terrific ball placement by the rookie.
Steven, it's not as if Indianapolis is not being tested. The Red Devils, or the Spitfire, my goodness, somebody throw me in jail. The Spitfire are 10 of 12 on 3rd down. 10 of 12 on 3rd down, and we're not even into the 4th quarter yet. It's not like Indianapolis, it's not like London hasn't had opportunities to get them off the field. They just can't do it.
Right, and maybe underestimating Indianapolis a little bit based on who they, their record of 0-3 coming into this game. But let's not forget who they played in Week 1, Denver, who's undefeated in this league. The San Francisco Sharks, who were having a rebound season, and Tulsa just last week. So, this is a game that Indianapolis knew they needed to get with 3 road games on their schedule. Oklahoma City, the Sharks again, and Alaska having to go into their house in the next 3 games. You can see that there is just something that is pressing these Spitfire to perform the way they are tonight.
517 passing yards for TD Drew, and he's definitely now approaching a record performance here. Certainly his career high, and Streeter breaks through a tackle, and the running just continues for the London Knights, who look totally defeated right now.
Well, I think what's happening, the logic is that the run game has been really the only thing that's been working well for them. So, but the scoreboard just tells an entirely different story, and at some point the flip has to get switched in this offense, and they've got to start taking more chances.
The flip has to get switched. I'm going to use that one.
Sorry.
Hey,
I just realized that. What's wrong with that?
Nice catch there on a sideline, sliding in the snow to make the play, James Hands. Look, if I can call a team, if I can call the Baltimore Vultures the Baltimore Crabs, if I can call the Indianapolis, look, all I know is next time anybody changes their name, change your colors too. It is, for a guy that watches every game you play all season long, it is so difficult. Hand off to Streeter, and Streeter's got a first down. I've been impressed with his ability to keep the legs moving tonight. He's just an uphill battle right now.
And Cam, arguably his best game, and as I mentioned, before we had our technical difficulties because of this weather here, I believe, that the way Streeter goes, I think this team goes.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Well, it's been some kind of night. It's been some kind of wonderful here in the snow. The Spitfire up 41-14 on the Knights here on Friday Night Lights on Twitch. .11 minutes to go in the 4th. And Streeter begins the 4th with a run. Got a great block. Streeter got a first down to the 43-yard line. And they just cannot quit the Streeter bug tonight. I mean, I don't blame him. Roby, 11 of 19, $123. Hasn't had a lot open.
Yeah, just a terrific block here really allows Streeter, who's streaking with that speed there on the outside run, allows him to get an extra 4 or 5 yards. But as you mentioned, at some point you got to let Robbie throw this ball deep.
Shout out to CB Gaming 72, another new member in the SFL chat room tonight. Make sure to join our Discord channel with the link that I believe somebody hooked you up in the chat. Nightbot doing its job as a Streeter picks up 5 yards, up to $135. It hasn't been Swearingen's night, but sometimes, Steven, you tell a player, look, you're a back seat in this game plan tonight, but you're going to be big down the road.
Yeah, I don't know him personally, but I'm sure he is fine with a limited performance based on what his receiving core is doing.
2nd down and 5, 10 minutes to go in the fourth. London kind of playing out the stretch here. They continue to hand the ball off to Streeter. Brings up to 3rd down and 3. Steven, this is the 31st game of the SFL season, and I definitely have not seen any as bizarre as this one tonight.
Yeah, and just London being really stubborn about the run and clearly had a game plan coming into this game that just hasn't worked out. And at some point, you got to throw those plans away and just try to just get back into the game.
And Roby is sacked. So as soon as you try to encourage them to get a little bit more aggressive, Indianapolis makes them pay for it. And that's Temple with his 2nd. He's now got 5 in the last 2 weeks. What a move.
Well, just like his name indicates, he makes it look easy for sure. Able to really transition Cam from violent hand placement into just breakout speed in a millisecond. He could be on top of you. And boy, in this kind of game with this kind of score, he can just pin his ears back and come at you.
They only have 1 ear after tonight with how cold it is out there. Hopefully he's got a warm helmet.
Oh, I thought you meant this because Mike Tyson was in the stands tonight.
Oh, why would Mike Tyson be here?
Oh, come on, Holyfield bit the ear. Come on, man.
Well, I know, but still, why would he be in Indianapolis watching a game in the snow? That guy's got better things to do. 41-14, 8:53 to go. Drew is up to 517 passing yards. I wouldn't be surprised if he just came out chucking it once again. 8:53 to go. Handoff to Swearingen. He can't pick up anything.
Yeah, not a big fan of that delay there, especially in the end zone. Just an odd place to have that kind of a play. But, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Drew just took off and ran the ball. I mean, he's been playing so well tonight. Maybe he can just have an equally good game on the ground for them as he's head through the air.
High formation here for Indianapolis. Haven't seen that much tonight. Handoff and a bit of room up front for Swearingen. Gets out of the 10. That's probably his longest run of the night. And here we are again on a 3rd down and short for Indy, where they are 10 of 12 on 3rd down tonight.
And been fairly good against the run, though, London has. And let's see if they can hold them here. But I think it's part of this is, Indianapolis being gracious, although their quarterback is in shotgun.
They're going to throw 3rd down and 3. Fires outside. Easy pitch and catch. Wide open. Trevor Farrell. And explain to the new viewers, what we're seeing here, Steven, as a coach, what you're trying to shut down and what Indianapolis is bringing you tonight just are not in sync.
Yeah, as far as London's defense, they have been known through this season for their run defense. And admitted to me, Liam Crowder, the owner and offensive coordinator, that they know they had their issues through the passing game, and it's still something they're adjusting. But part of that is team build, part of that is learning new players that are on your team.
Good knockdown there by Blake, deep.
Yeah, and so I don't think London had a sense that Indianapolis could be this explosive through the passing game. Just honestly, Indianapolis has a rookie quarterback. That they have a known commodity in Swearingen. So it makes sense, Cam, that they would think that Indianapolis would want to run the ball tonight. This hadn't been the case.
And look, Indianapolis is, coming into the game, they were the 16th pass offense. They averaged 204. Look at Swearingen go. Keith Swearingen out of nowhere picks up a 1st down to the 42-yard line. And now if the Spitfire, if the Spitfire are going to get it going now on the ground, there is not much hope.
Well, Cam, look, it's all about Swearingen on this play. Probably should have been stopped in the backfield. but does an Ezekiel Elliott type leap over the defender that springs him between the tackles. Just a terrific individual effort. And, boy, just everything now going Indianapolis' way. And maybe the biggest thing is this clock continues to run.
Indianapolis averaging now over 300 yards, has over 300 yards passing more than their average in the first 3 games as Richards picks up 9.
And look at the maturity of this young quarterback, Cam, recognizing that Richards was uncovered on the line, just going to throw the ball as the receiver explodes off the line of scrimmage, just going to throw it in that area between him and the defender, get the easy 9 yards.
TD down the field, caught in between 2 different London defenders who dove too late. Pass is caught. Was that Jones? If that's Jones, that may be a record. Nope. Dan Daly continues his monster night at tight end.
And you're calling everyone's name, Cam. I mean, you're calling the tight end's name Daly. You're calling Richards. You're calling Farrell. You're calling Jones. Drew has just spread this ball around in what might be, if not the greatest, one of the greatest aerial performances we've ever seen in this league.
Drew is 38 of 50 for 555 yards with 6:05 to go in the 4th quarter. Drew to throw again. Near side, caught. That's a 5-yard gain. And for those that are new to the league, as you look at Richards' ridiculous numbers updated, this we haven't seen this probably, Stephen, now in over 2 years, outside maybe 1 or 2 performances from Synergy last season, but not in the balance that Drew has tonight.
Yeah, and it just it's just a terrific performance, and look, no let up. That's the thing. They're not letting up. They're still throwing the ball up this much.
Pass incomplete. Nice defense there from Dean Maddox, who hasn't had much to cheer about. He was in San Francisco last season. 3rd down and 5 now. 11 of 13. This would be the 20th first down for Indy tonight.
Yeah, Cam, if I'm London, I'm getting in a dime of prevent defense. Try to get as many secondary players as I can out there, but it's tough for them because they have such great linebackers. You don't want to take them off the field.
3 receivers all to the bottom of the screen. There's 3 defenders out there. Drew going to fire down the middle of the field, wide open, touchdown. This is ridiculous. What a throw. He's just wide open, Steven. I mean, there's not much more you could say. This has been a route for a while, and that's Trevor Farrell with his 2nd touchdown, and now that's 2 different receivers with 2 scores.
Cam, I can't remember a time in our history of calling games together where we've seen a team find a weakness of an opposing defense and just pick at it over and over and over and over again, even into the 4th quarter. It has just been an absolute clinic of coaching, I think, here by the Spitfire.
Another 100 bits from Temple, and he's up to 800 now. The 2nd highest cheerer of the week, and I'm sure I've missed a few here tonight, but there's been too many scores as the Spitfire up 48-14, and this is in the snow, Stephen. I mean, what did they do in practice throughout the week? Were they just hitting Drew with snow blowers as he threw down the field? I mean, what a show.
Well, they're in their home stadium. They know it better than anyone else. They know what shoes and cleats they need to wear in order to be successful in this. But honestly, Cam, I think this might have happened because it was clear. Tonight has been not about the weather. It's been about as much as the storm this passing offense has had and brought on to this London defense. I mean, they have just absolutely flooded.
So 5:37 to go in the 4th. Streeter's numbers have pretty much stayed steady throughout the 2nd half. Roby's got no choice now. I mean, he really it's inconsequential, but just trying to get something moving. Wide open pass is caught over the middle. That's the new 84. That's Charlie Balmer with the first down to the 38-yard line.
And if you're, Indianapolis, actually, I'm going to say I'm going to feel happy for this Indianapolis team coming in here 0-3. They're just starving for a win like this. And not to knock London at all, but get that first win under the belt and to be this kind of a win. that shows your potential as a team. You got to be so excited for the future.
Roby back to throw. Roby deep ball. That's caught. I'm guessing looking around the field right now that Indy has, although Peyton Ellis was still out there, put some backups in.
Yeah, and an opportunity maybe for London to save some face a little bit here, maybe put some points on the board, pad the stats a little bit. But at the end of the day, I mean, this is one that's going to be tough for the Knights, and I think maybe and here's the tough thing. Here's the real tough thing, Cam. They have a bye week after this, so they're going to have to live with this for a little while, and that's going to be tough.
That pass dropped right over the middle. That's the same guy, Ballmer, the target. He wasn't targeted through the first 3 quarters. Rivalry night is tomorrow night, Saturday night, as Alaska heads to Sioux Falls to take on the Sparrows, or who knows, we might have another snow game up in South Dakota as we stick it and stay with it in the Midwest. Saturday, 7 o'clock Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, same time, same channel, right here on twitch.tv. Heading into Sunday night's big Blitz Live event as Roby's pass is incomplete. 3rd and 10. VTAC knocks it away. Well, with 4.5 to go, here is what we're talking about. 7 p.m. headlined by the 2-1 Pharaohs, the 2-1 Wildcats, Tallahassee trying to avoid 0-3, Denver looking to improve to 3-0, and so much more on SFL Blitz Live on the Twitch front page Sunday night at 7. Roby's pass is caught by James Hands, but it's well short of the first down. And Stephen, we're not used to seeing James Hands, who's got 63 yards on 6 catches, but this guy is a bomber down the field. And we just have not seen him getting loose deep.
Yeah, and that's something London's going to have help scheme for. I mean, this guy's such a talented player, much like Gabriel Manning in San Francisco. You need to find ways to get him the ball and scheme him the ball. He's got to be more involved.
Back to throw. Roby on 4th and 4, and this is just... I don't know what you do with this, Steve. Do you just burn this tape? I mean... we've seen Indianapolis over the first few weeks. This was hard to game plan for. I mean, I certainly didn't see it coming, and I've seen every single Indianapolis game so far this season, as I'm sure London has as well. And then on the flip side, I mean, London has put out some very good offensive performances over the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think you do burn this tape. This is not indicative of who London is, and I think, every once in a while, as an SFL coach, I've had it, you got to take one on the chin. That there's some you're going to have blowout games like this that don't really indicate where your team is, and if you overreact to these games, you can actually make it worse. One of the best points of advice that I ever got from another SFL coach was small changes. You want to make small changes because they can have big impacts, but big changes can totally flip your entire team on their head, and you can't recover. So I think that's what maybe London will take out of this. They're good. They obviously, the flaws are there. They can see those flaws. I would just encourage them, from my point of view, to make small changes because your team is better than what you're showing.
And it's easy as Swearingen picks up 7 out of the 47-yard line. It's easy to, and I want to make sure that is still him out there. No, it's not. I had a feeling that Indianapolis may have moved to the backups. That's Mick O'Reilly. The quarterback is Gunther Cannon, so it looks like T.D. Drew is going to finish 40 of 53, 587 yards, 6 touchdowns and a pick, as Hunter Jones is still trying to get the final 12 yards to become the 4th receiver to over 100 tonight. 2:36 to go, and the handoff back up the middle, got a first down. O'Reilly will continue to churn the clock. Anyway, what I was about to say, Stephen, was Denver beat this team on a game-winning field goal, and Denver's undefeated. Right. And Indianapolis was playing San Francisco. Gabriel Manning went off in that game. They missed they had some special teams mishaps. That was a close game. The game on the road got away from them a little bit, but maybe we're underestimating this team just by looking at their record.
I think we are, and I think more people will underestimate them after seeing tonight's score, and there's your 2-minute warning.
That's the Quip 2-minute warning. It is all Indianapolis tonight. One of the few blowouts that we have seen in the SFL through the first 4 weeks. Thanks for staying with us on Twitch TV Friday Night Lights. Handoff, got a nice block, picks up 8 yards. Timeout London. Quip Design delivers simple ways to keep your mouth healthy with time vibrations. Brush head refills for $5, refilled every 3 months. Covered for life with free shipping for life. Use the link and use the link in the ad scroll below, and your purchase will help support the SFL through our partnership. Quip, a more wholesome clean. So 2nd and 2 at the 42. Speaking of clean, a clean game tonight. No laundry on the field at all this evening, as London is going to have to burn another timeout, but that's another first down for Indy, and they should be able to run this out.
Cam, this is one of these games where Indianapolis is going to get so much joy out of going back and watching this over and over. I know some of the more difficult times that I had in Dallas, I would go back and watch a game where we defeated Tallahassee at home early on in my career, and I still go back and listen to your call and just reminisce about that. That'll be one of these games for Indianapolis. They'll look back on this fondly and refer to it often, and it just makes you feel good about your place here.
Oh, what a run there by Riley. Nearly got another first down as Indianapolis, I mean, they've turned up the aggression tonight. They are not taking any knees as they exhaust London of all timeouts. Max Jackson doing us a huge solid in the chat room. TD Drew just barely missing out on a top 10 quarterback performance in terms of yardage in SFL history, but certainly a stellar night, and one that we don't very often much see here in the SFL over the past couple of years, since player progression and the salary cap and all that really came into play.
Well, if you're Michael Irvine and sitting at home watching this in Oklahoma City, you're going to be getting one heck of an Indianapolis team coming into your house there in Week 5. Clearly, I think they're going to probably be game planning there how to stop this lethal passing attack. And, London, they're going to have a bye week to figure things out, which is, has its positives and negatives after a game like this. But certainly, I think that Indianapolis has exposed, or at least further exposed, their secondary a bit, and London has some work to do there defensively against the pass, and they're about to, after their bye week in Week 6, they're going to go face Chicago, so they've got their hands full as well.
Yeah, that they do. Indy, right after I said they weren't taking any knees, took some knees and will punt the ball away. London will see if they can try to get something in the waning stages of this ball game, but all Indy from the moment they got the ball. And Steven, they chose to receive. They wanted the ball first tonight, which is a little bit out of the norm from SFL coaches. They wanted to put London in a position where they would be uncomfortable, and that paid off. And that's not the first time I've seen strategy on the coin toss pay off so far this season. A tremendous rule change by the owners in the offseason.
Well, co-owner and defensive coordinator James Richards for the Spitfire plainly told me that he knows that his defense can be a liability at times, and they play better with the lead. So it's not surprising to me that he would want the ball out of the gate to try and put his team up early.
Good punt down inside the 10. This is at the 8 with 21 seconds to go, no timeouts. Roby fires over the middle. That pass is caught by Donnie Hands. Macaro pretty quiet tonight here, is running up to the line as Roby down to 7, down to 6, down to 6 seconds. Will spike the ball. And this should be the final play of the ball game, Steven. It's been a bit of a rough night for London, rough night for us. Hope everybody still enjoyed the broadcast despite some technical mishaps in the first half. I'm certainly not used to those days very much anymore, and hopefully we entertained you through a ball game that really just got away from the Knights. Really surprising upset, or not upset necessarily, but surprising blowout here tonight. As Roby will launch a check down for 6 yards, and that'll do it. That is the end of the ball game. 48-14. Indianapolis, congratulations, Spitfire, getting their first win of the season, their first win as the Spitfire, and look at those offensive numbers. 640, and even ended up with 67 yards on the ground, which in the first half didn't look like that was going to be possible.
Yeah, and what's really impressive is just how much, well, one, it's a rookie quarterback, still learning his way. I mean, he came into this game with 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 724 yards through 3 games. And he throws for 573 and 6 touchdowns in this game. So that gives you tripling his production, gives you the sense of what kind of a game this rookie had tonight. Maybe one of the most impressive rookie games in SFL history. And everybody got fed. The wide receivers, all 3 contracted wide receivers, the tight end, he spread it around to everybody. Just a terrific clinic on passing the ball tonight from a team we haven't seen that from until tonight. And, for London, again, this is not indicative of who this team is. These kind of games happen. So I think you go into your bye week, you burn the tape, you know that you have some areas to address, you try to do the best that you can to do so and get ready to face Chicago in week 6.
Shout out to Peyton Ellis, led Indianapolis in solo tackles with 8 tonight, just got on the team a couple of weeks ago, so making some big contributions to the defense. Didn't hear much from Johnny Bravo, but quite frankly didn't have to do much as London just couldn't figure out how to get the ball moving consistently offensively. Streeter finishes with 137 yards and 2 touchdowns. And that brings us to the player of the game. I don't think there's any doubt who this might be. TD Drew. Look at Jeff Malinishin on point with stats. 40 of 53, 573 yards, 6 touchdowns, a QBR of 139.9.
Yeah, just a career day for a rookie player playing in his 4th game as a professional. How do you get better? How do you top that?
I don't know, but he's going to try next week. And so are we. For Jeff Malinish and Stephen Mullinex, I'm Cameron Irvine. Get ready for Blitz Live Sunday night and Rivalry Night tomorrow with Colin, Rick, Alaska, and Sioux Falls. From all of us at the SFL, good night from Indy.
Dilly dilly.